And Leeds will get us underway in the second half of the Carnegie World Club Challenge 2009. Here we go, 80 minutes. Of course, to make history, 40 minutes remaining now for Leeds to write their names into the record books here. No team has ever retained this crown, but Leeds are absolutely desperate to do that if they possibly can.
Well, they were certainly helped by that controversial try to Jamie Jones-Buchanan. But let's give also credit to Danny Maguire. He's only on the spot on that occasion. He had a very quiet 39 minutes, but when they were needed, he stood up and got counted.
This is Watmo, who proved in the opening half what a threat he is to the Leeds' ambition here tonight. On halfway in the last tackle, the kick from Orford is angled and across the field, picked up by Lee Smith. Shame that he stumbled. It allowed Heath Lestrange to come in and effect the tackle. Oh, and there's the first penalty to Leeds, start of this second half.
Well, Lestrange claiming to the official, Mr. Robinson, that he's also being grabbed by the Leeds player. Discipline is going to be a key factor in the second half.
It's a great ball from Maguire to Ryan Hall, but he tried to feed Senior, and Jamie Lyme was alert to the threat. Well, that was inventive, wasn't it? It's a shame it didn't come off for them.
Go to, but Lyon did exceptionally well, didn't he? Not only went down and stopped Senior, made sure that he got the loose ball that was stripped away.
Fitness is bound to be a key in this second half. Manley, well, this is their warm-up game really for the NRL defence that begins in a couple of weeks' time.
Well, the biggest problem for Leeds, of course, is that they've had to do a heck of a lot more tackling in that first 40.
Little break over the top, it finds its way to Robertson. Robertson has got Scott Donald with him. That was touched by a Leeds player. He is offside, Ablett. It's bounced off the knee. It's Brett Stewart, second try. Could have been a hat-trick. Could easily have been a hat-trick. But Brett Stewart gets try number 2. And that's a devastating blow to Leeds at the start of this second half. Brett Stewart, such a prolific try scorer for the Manley Sea Eagles. 22 times he crossed the whitewash last year. I said in the first half only Bobby Fulton and Steve Menzies have ever scored more in the history of this club, and he's showing exactly why tonight.
Beautiful interchange on the switch, got it away, nice flip over the top. The winger did everything right. Donald looked as though he was getting through, bounces all over the place. Ablett really should have taken it, he knows it as well, and Brett Stewart, as Eddie has already mentioned, made a proper meal of it after that wonderful break by Anthony Watmo. He's made amends. His coach, Des Hasler, will say, well done. You missed one, but you've dragged one back. Not many Manly fans in the crowd here tonight, but plenty to celebrate.
Our director's finding a few, though, isn't he? Anyone who's wearing a Manly jersey tonight is being picked out on the cameras. I wonder why. Matt Orford, to add the extras, he's missed it.
Maybe because he was born in Australia.
He's a Manly boy, actually. You may as well tell everybody. Neville Smith, the executive producer director of Sky Sports, is a Manly boy. So at least there's one of the crew tonight will have a smile on their face, Steve.
Well, to be fair, he'll be impartial.
Oh, I doubt that. That's impossible.
He's a professional. He has to be.
I'm not talking about his ability as far as this is concerned.
Important now that Leeds really aim up. They've got to try to force the error and at least camp down in this attacking zone. Oh, look at the quick hands.
Good hands. Robertson again. He's beaten Jamie Jones-Buchanan. The kick. Oh, brilliantly too. Stewart, who's after the hat-trick, he's not going to get it, courtesy of Ryan Hall. They want to quick play the ball here. They're in all sorts of strife. Watmo, second try for him. There's Steve Menzies, who somehow is keeping a lid on his emotions. We're trying to interview Steve Menzies. I'll give you a little secret, but they keep scoring tries. And Watmo has scored the second try at the start of this second half. And suddenly it becomes a very, very big World Club challenge for Leeds right now.
Sheer pace, wonderful skills, great quality, quick hands, and the finish was pretty good as well. Tremendous game the second row is having. Anthony Watmo put himself in the ground. Beautiful stuff again. Look at the hands there. Matai sends away. Robertson, kick on the inside. Stewart, as always, great support play.
Was Stewart onside from that kick?
A bit late now. Great the opportunity.
The referee, Jason Robinson, didn't bother to refer it upstairs. Well, it can't tell from that, obviously.
No, it was in a good position.
Well, the Leeds fans in the ground here, they believe that there's a question mark about that. Orford, has he got the side set this time? He has. It's now 22 points to 4. Manley stretching away. Well, here we are, let's have a look at it. He's onside, he's onside,
yeah,
he's onside.
He's onside, and that's good work from the official. He was running right parallel with the fullback, Brent Stewart.
He's so quick, isn't he, Stewart?
Certainly did.
So quick. And it was a perfect bounce. Well, 22-4, St Helens in 2001 and 2007 against Brisbane, witness against Canberra at Old Trafford on a famous night in 1989, the only teams to come from behind at half-time to win the World Club Challenge. It's just moving a little beyond Leeds now. Here is a break from Rodney, and Rodney has got support from the other substitute, Lestrange. Lestrange gives it to Matai, and Matai scores for Manley. Outstanding rugby league. Outstanding from Manley. He's not given it yet. He's handed it to Steve Ganson to take a look at. He wants to check the grounding. There's nothing wrong with that.
No, he's in full control. Fingertips either side of the ball. That is a try.
Unbelievable score. 3 tries in 6 minutes 50 seconds at the start of this second half. It's just taken the game away from Leeds almost completely. Matai gets the try. Well, I said we were trying to talk to Steve Menzies. Would somebody tell Manley to stop scoring and we can have a word with him?
Well, they did this to many sides last year in the NRL. In fact, they did it to Melbourne Storm in the grand final. I think they put 16 points on after half-time. They've just gone to show, really, that is a real ability, and you can blow your opponents away just when you come out from the after the half-time break. You effectively win the game and kill off the hopes of your opponents.
It was superb. You know, this talk back in Manly, they say that this perhaps is one of the greatest of all Manly sides, and the way that they combine and the support play is nothing short of superb. As soon as he got the ball, Matai knew exactly what was going to happen. It was not the best defence there from Bailey. They were all at sea, back on the inside. Oh, it is sheer magic. He was grinning all the way to the line. Yep, and you're not on your own, mate.
He is one of 32,500 who have groaned, and Orford has missed with the conversion. 32,500 people inside here tonight. And look at the scoreline, 26-4. Quick, before the ball's in play, Bill, get talking to Steve Menzies.
Steve, when we sat down at the start of the second half, we were going to say that really it was anybody's game. That's turned it on its head, isn't it?
Yeah, it's been a good couple of 5 or 10 minutes there from the Manly side, and obviously a good chat at half-time.
What do you think that, obviously, what the strategy was when they came out at the second half to open it up a bit?
Yeah, I think they've been having a little bit of luck on the edges. They seem to be catching them a little bit short. Obviously, I think there's a couple of balls knocked down from Jamie Lyon on the right side in the first half. Maybe sort of Desi's seen something that to have a look at there.
Well, there's absolutely no doubt that Manly have come here to win this, but maybe as opposed to previous teams.
Yeah, obviously taking it pretty seriously. It just goes to show having a trial game beforehand really set them up. And we've come over and they're playing well.
Haven't finished yet.
No, hopefully they keep it going, yeah.
Thanks, Steve.
No worries, cheers.
The one advantage as well, Eddie, is the fact that, you know, they brought in Adam Cuthbertson. He's put himself about really well, and Shane Rodney, as we've just seen in that try, working well. Oh, look at the long pass, super stuff.
Brilliant. This is their first game of 2009. Look out, the other NRL hopefuls. Oh, they've got a penalty now.
That's a bit cruel.
I wonder what that's for. Kevin Sinfield's asking as well.
Well, obviously the referee must have shouted held, otherwise it's play on. Ablett works hard, Sinfield's confused.
Well, he might have shouted hell, but wasn't it the Manley man who released the ball? Shouldn't it then have gone the other way, if that's the case?
Confusing. They've got to shore up their defence, though.
Brian Noble, do Leeds have any hope?
Probably not. The only reason I say that is because I'm reminded of what Phil said about this Manley team in this first 20 minutes. They don't go bad in the last 20 minutes. And we said at half-time, keep the ball away from them. Leeds have touched the ball for 3 plays this half, and what, we're 10 minutes into it? Their second play was an error down the left-hand side. Free possession for Manley.
10 metres!
Look at the possession in this second half already. And they're running now with venom. And this is Williams. They're confident. It's just oozing out of them.
Great combination, wonderful passing.
And the big fellow here just palms it down to Orford, who's seen the gap.
Play on.
That is now with Donald.
Good opportunity. Wonderful play, though, wasn't it? This Shane Rodney, he really has impressed me since he came off the bench.
It's a learning curve for Callum Watkins. He's underneath all of that. He's only 17 years of age. Peacock. Just wonder if he won the fight as well. Did Jamie Peacock come out with a points winner, do you think, in the fight?
No, I think it went the other way, sadly.
3.
I think we've all...
From Jamie, just the same.
I'm making no excuses. They've got the penalty. I'm making no excuses, Eddie, but, you know, to lose the halfback Rob Barrow early in the game certainly didn't help the Rhinos. I'm taking nothing away from the Manley skills that they've displayed, and there is the man. Let's hope he can get back on, and he must be itching to try to launch some sort of attack. They need something quickly.
Well, they do. That's Lulawai, who is halted by the loose forward Glenn Stewart. The thing is, they do need him on here tonight. If the game is close, if Manley start to run away with this, there is no point whatsoever in risking Rob Burrow, because there is a long and arduous Super League season lying ahead of us.
Oh, you're right. I think if Manley scored another try, but it might be different if Leeds get over.
Well, there's a chance here because this is Sinfield and he's 10 metres away from the line. And now it's with Lee Smith. Manley don't want to concede anything else here. Diskin, good run. Oh.
The error count
Went without,
is shocking.
didn't he? Kylie Lulawai just went without the ball.
And to be fair, the pressure that's been applied in defence from Manley been pretty solid. You can see Jason King, he put himself about in there. Lulawai couldn't keep control of it.
Back it up. Thank you.
I made the point midway through that first half, Eddie, in regards to, remember, against Harlequins, we said the fact that Manley have this wonderful ability to keep hold of the ball for long periods of time. And we've certainly showed that in the second half.
Good tackle from Watkins on Steve Matai. 17-year-old on one of the best in the world. He slipped then as he tried to play the ball, Matai. Well, Manley's first 2 premierships were achieved with the outstanding Malcolm Reilly at loose forward. You remember him, of course, 1972 and 1973, and there's been a lot of British connections between these shores and Manley. Steve Norton, Gary Stevens, Phil Lowe were in the title-winning side of 1976.
Up, Jamie! Hold, go. 4.
It's now with Orford. Orford to Glenn Stewart. He bounces off one. He's trying to get away from Ablett, and he's got Lulawai on his back as well.
Go.
Orford down centre field, picked up by Scott Donald. Gets as far as Anthony Watmo. It's all gone a little quiet inside Ellen Road, Phil, hasn't it?
I think Leeds are suffering from the work they had to do in the first half, and then they've also, still trying to recover. That's one of the interesting parts of rugby league, really. When your opponents put 2 or 3 quick tries on the board, how do you react? What do you do? Do you retreat within your shell, or do you continue to play the things that you practiced all week leading up to the game? And that's the test for Leeds now, particularly having lost Rob Burrow. Can they find the shape? Can they have players running? Otherwise, it just becomes one-man individual efforts.
It's Jamie Peacock put on his ground on his back on tackle number 4. This into Sinfield. Sinfield flicks it back. Ablett, good ball. Maguire. There's always people, always defenders in reserve, though, it seems, for Manley.
Yeah, but that was good play by Leeds. They'll gain the confidence.
Senior is trapped on the last.
He's lost it. That'll be the turnover. Tried to sneak it away before the official blew the whistle. Non-forthcoming.
Yeah, mate, yeah, on the line.
I've been impressed also by the way that Manley, the back three, they work overtime. If there's a half break.
Looks like he's keen to get on, doesn't he, Rob Burrow? He's warming up, dropping the hints to Brian McLennan. They just need a try, Leeds, just to build a little bit of confidence. Hit with 3 tries at the start of the second half. Stewart, Watmo and Matai. That's turned the game completely. Watmo brilliantly again, gets it to Lestrange.
But what tries? They were just superb out of the top drawer.
Very much so. Matai again. And throttle tackle. It's the second effort really from Jamie Jones-Buchanan that's been pinged by Jason Robinson.
Well, there's barely a facial, but the rule book states.
Brett Stewart, by the way, and Anthony Watmo on 2 tries. We have never yet had a hat-trick in these World Club challenges. What price one now?
Don't hold your breath on that one.
This is Glenn Hall for Manley. Lestrange, the dummy half. Here's Glenn Stewart. Lestrange again. Grand final winner, only his 24th appearance last year for Manley, Heath Lestrange.
It's pretty to watch how Manley utilise the dummy runners, not just on the odd occasion, but nearly all the time. The work off the ball has been superb tonight.
Last tackle here for Manley. Lestrange again. Bailey goes wide and finds Lyon, who's dropped it. Senior pounces on the mistake. Referee calls it the 0 tackle.
Not the best pass.
Great hit. What a hit on Lee Smith from Hall, that was. This is Peacock. He'll be stinging and hurting as a result of this scoreline just now, Jamie Peacock.
He doesn't deserve to be on the losing side.
He said play on. He said play on. It's a penalty to Manley, this. He said play on and he played the ball.
That's a bit harsh.
I call play on because he poked the tackle.
I'm just trying to make the point that the fullback, Lee Smith, has been outstanding for Leeds. He really has stood up to the plate tonight.
Well, the referee called play on. I think Kevin Sinfield said that they believed he said play it.
I can't understand why you would penalise Leeds for that, because all they've done is penalise themselves by using up one of the 6 tackles that you're allowed in the sports of rugby league. You know what I mean? It doesn't make sense to me.
But if he's called the tackle held, which he did, or rather called the tackle not held, which he did, he has to penalise him for it, doesn't he? Anyway, here is Rodney, and they're the Leeds posts.
Watch for the dummy runners now.
Well, Lestrange is organising and marshalling. Here is Bailey, short ball on the angled run.
They're so well drilled. You've got to give a lot of credit to Des Hasler, their coach. He works overtime.
Good defence here, though, from Leeds on show. Can they hold out for another 2 tackles? Lestrange again, back to Bailey. Will come up the middle. Took a clatter from Ryan Bailey. Now then, will they dink it to the in-goal area, go for another set of 6? They're not going to get another set of 6. That was maybe a bit of a swinging arm from Watmo.
Again, great positioning by Lee Smith. He's had to work overtime. Not many opportunities, though, for the Leeds wingers. Ryan Hall and Scott Donald. Look how that Manley defence come in on the angle. They're virtually forcing Leeds into one-out football time and time again.
Well, they're on course to be the first Australian winners since 2003, but what has Ryan Hall got to say about it all? Good
He's
play.
got away again.
Good play from him. Here's Sinfield. Peacock. Watmo's all over him. Back comes Rodney to help out. That's the last tackle for Leeds.
Surely the high bomb.
There it is from Sinfield. Stewart's underneath it. Maguire is hunting it. Stewart gets it. Thinking about releasing them down that right-hand side. Williams is tackled.
How cool was the fullback there, Brent Stewart, should I say. Not only took the football, but just ambled across, waited for his man to come through, made valuable ground forward.
Now it's Jason King. Oh, offloads the ball to Matai. Leeds funneling back, scrambling to get him down. Into the last quarter, you do fear that a lot of this defensive work that Leeds have had to do will take its toll late on. This is Lestrange. That's the last one. Last tackle then for Manley. Bailey puts ball to air. Ryan Hall's underneath it. Oh, Williams. They drilled him into the ground. That's Jamie Lyon to bring Hall down. Here goes Senior now. They need a flash of inspiration from somewhere, Brian. Where's it going to come from?
They need to be, not patient, but they need to recognise that all those 50-50 things that Manley do, they make you pay the price. They handed the ball over there, and even the winger was determined to make Ryan Hall pay the price. So this penalty might give them some respite now.
Yes, that's a golden penalty from the Leeds Rhinos.
You can see there that Anthony Watmo, he was out of the blocks far too quickly. But what a game that man's had.
So Leeds inside the Manley half. Can they do something with this possession? Give themselves and their supporters hope. Lee Smith. He's not giving it away, is he? Diskin waiting at dummy half and holding down. Watmo again. Interference in the tackle. It's another penalty for Leeds. Maybe Manley starting to feel the pinch now as we pass the hour mark, eh? Lauatiti. Big Ali Lauatiti. Good run.
A little bit more running from Matt Diskin now, just to make sure the first and second markers work hard. That's better.
Peacock. Jamie Peacock for Leeds. Just short. 2 tackles though, plenty in the bank. Manley a bit slower to get off the tackle player than they were not long ago, but Maguire going nowhere. Down he goes, wrestled to the floor. It's Diskin! Matt Diskin, but they can't get through that 3-man solid wall of defence. Lyon there, pointing, shouting. Not the best pass on the bounce to Sinfield. Here is Ryan Bailey.
Kick to the right-hand side corner, surely it's on.
It's a penalty to Leeds.
On the last.
Well, they just had 5 tackles, Eddie, and they didn't really ask that many questions of Manley defence. You get another 5 or 6 here. What can they do this time? Individual efforts, I don't think, will get you through at this stage in the game.
Bailey gets to his feet, plays it to Diskin. Diskin then to Sinfield, looks for the runner. The runner has arrived, and it is Kirk who plays it to Diskin, to Maguire. And here is Lee Smith. Now there's chances here. Lee Smith though went inside. He had Watkins and Donald outside him.
Second phase has to be better.
Maguire spinning. Just short again from Maguire. 3 Manley players bring him down. Ablett's the dummy half this time. Back it comes to Sinfield. Sinfield running laterally. Still going laterally, Sinfield. Now he straightens it up. Looks for support. Lauatiti, senior! Try for Leeds. Just what they needed. With 17 minutes remaining, just what the Leeds Rhinos needed from the veteran. Keith Senior, his first try in one of these clashes, and it might have come at just the right time.
Great work from Leeds, mainly due to the forward, especially the hooker Matt Diskin. 2 little forays from dummy half and went down the middle, dragged in the Manley defence, and once they got the link working, they stood off. Sinfield did well, offload, Lauatiti spin it out, and the old fella Senior, he made short of that one. Probably the first time this half that Leeds have found a chink out wide. Super offload by Lautiti. Is there enough time? No doubt Brian McLennan, the Leeds coach, will get the message out. They're not giving this one up.
Great kick this time from Kevin Sinfield. 26-10. I wonder now whether we will see Rob Burrow emerge. I wonder now whether Brian McLennan will be tempted to throw the little fella back on.
You know, the principles of this game are quite simple. You need to get close to your opponent's line and somehow get over it. That was 10 tackles that Leeds had on the Manley try line. They were given 2 penalties and eventually found the creation and the ability to get the ball wide to space and score. They need to get back down to that part of the field, Eddie, as quickly as possible in whatever means possible.
The kick-off is right to the Leeds goal line. Smith's underneath it. Here comes Peacock. Now, has that try from Keith Senior re-energised this Leeds Rhinos team? Well, this might. Oh no, it's a penalty to Manley.
Well, is that obstruction by Keith Senior? Oh, come on. I know he's there, but they barely went for a hug. Jason King said, well, we'll do the waltz. He joined in, got penalised.
So here come Manley now in the shape of Glenn Hall. 5 metres away from the line. Matt Orford, the danger man. Matai on the angle. Run, Steve Matai. Lestrange is the dummy half. Orford. Bailey. Rodney. Whoa.
Still 2.
We've lost ground there, and that's the understatement of the season so far. Heath Lestrange again. Waiting at dummy half. Goes down the short side with Jamie Lyon.
That's good play as well by Lyon. Take it on the blind side, just settle things down. OK, it wasn't the best pass.
Interesting in the build-up to this match, Jamie Lyon says he fancies a return to Super League in the not-too-distant and has asked St Helens to come a-courting. It's Matt Orford. High kick. Donald's underneath it. Ball has bounced, and it's a tap on the 20. Oh, Manley are furious. They are furious. They believe it should be a goal line dropout.
Now I think it's been...
I think the touch judges said the same.
Or the 4th official, maybe a word in the ear of Mr. Robinson. Just have a little look at it.
It's off Donald. I think Manley have a case.
Yeah, it looks like it.
Yeah, that's off Donald.
Yeah, the right arm of Donald is definitely going to it. Pretty difficult, to be fair. The referee, Steve Ganson.
It's a goal line dropout. Nothing's going Leeds' way, is it?
It was a nice kick, to be fair, by Manley. They apply the pressure. Donald's not too impressed. He'd be happy. Keep just glancing up at the scoreline. He won't rest easy, though. There's Hasler. As near to a perfectionist you'll ever come across.
This is George Rose.
One of the fittest men I think I've ever seen in my life, says Hasler.
George Rose is coming back after missing the best part of the last 2 years, by the way.
Held to. Move!
Bailey goes for a piggyback. Heath Lestrange. He can't touch Lestrange because he was in an offside position.
Held straight. Move!
And that's the 3rd tackle. And look where they are again. Camped underneath the Leeds post. Bailey, not the best. Just losing their way a little.
Just a little bit too fancy. Lackadaisical coming into their play. It's maybe they're looking at the clock and saying, well, at 26-10, surely Leeds can't get 16 points back.
Shane Rodney with the mistake. The ex-Penrith man came to Manley in the close season. Must say their blistering start to this second half, though, was just...
Oh, they blew them away, didn't they?
Something to behold.
Yeah.
Sinfield.
Sheer quality.
Penalty here.
Your second movement's gone straight to his neck.
Glenn Hall, not happy with it.
Well, they attacked the head, and there it is, the arm round the neck. 13 penalties to Leeds, 11 to Manley. He likes the whistle, doesn't he, Jason Robinson?
Go on. Up, Steve!
Most of them do.
Here's another one. Use of the elbow this time.
Got it. Forearm all over his head. Get that rubbish out.
Just a touch. And Mr. Matai. Listen to the crowd lift here.
Well, 2 penalties earlier, and Leeds scored from the second one. They've got a chance here. It's the same wing. Lautiti, senior. Oh, dear.
Good build-up. Well, they had a trolley full of goods, didn't they? They forgot the credit card at the checkout.
You know when you make that second movement, you're going to get caught. Right?
TT causing a few problems out here on the left centre. And Manley will be in no rush to set the scrum.
Needle up, boys. Heads down, Rhinos.
Been a great performance, though, hasn't it, all round by the Manley outfit of, as you say, Eddie, the blitz straight after half-time.
There's your 10.
Remarkable.
Move.
Sheer quality.
Jamie.
Champagne rugby league football.
Manley lost the first 2 of 2008 to Cronulla and Newcastle, yet they still went on to win the grand final. 40 points to 0 against Melbourne, who had beaten them in the grand final the previous year. They exacted swift revenge.
They lost 3 of their opening 5 games of the season as well, which might just cheer up 1 or 2 of the Wigan fans at the moment.
Wigan and Warrington.
Held 5. Up.
Watmo gets to his feet. Lestrange again. Orford, up it goes.
Outside.
Smith is backpedaling.
Outside.
What height on that kick.
And it came down right underneath the
Wait for the
crossbar
whistle.
as well. Could have
Wait
bounced
for the
anywhere.
whistle.
As it is, it bounced over the dead ball line. The crowd unhappy because it's controlled restart from that situation. Jason Robinson making sure it was completely controlled. Senior did well. Get it away to Maguire. Here is Luke Burgess.
They're getting into that zone now that Leeds. They've got to try everything. Little chips over, spinning the tackle, keep the ball alive. They've got to take risks, which is pretty dangerous against a Manley side that can snap up the ball. They've got the speed out wide.
Diskin. Just perhaps an element of fatigue coming into the Manley squad at the moment, which is understandable. Lauatiti, great ball. Ryan Hall in the corner for Leeds. It was the money ball from Lauatiti, and Ryan Hall over in the corner. A crucial try in the grand final, by the way, as Leeds beat St Helens 24-16. I think the sands of time are against him, but that could be a crucial try in this World Club Challenge.
I made the point that the big fella, Ali Lauatiti, was causing all sorts of problems for the Manley defence out there on that right-hand side. That was a great effort, wasn't it? Well finished, but Lauatiti picked the ball up from dummy half on the run. Look at this. Didn't swoop it, picked it up like a sea eagle would. Bang! Against it, whip, straight away. Great combination.
Whoa! Have a look at this, by the way. You can probably tell what's happened by the noise in the background. In off the post. 16:26. Hope springs eternal. Fatigue for Manley, perhaps.
Oh, give full credit to the second row, Ali Lauatiti. He's a man that's turned it around right there on the left-hand side.
Is we've got, what have we got left? About 8-9 minutes? Have Manley got enough energy left, Phil?
Well, you know what? They've embraced sports science more than any other club in rugby league, and they are one of the fittest sides in Australia and probably the world. They really do know where their bodies are and how they can get to peak performance. So I don't think that's as much the case. I just think that Leeds here now have had some good possession in the right part of the field, and now just chancing their arm a little bit will score, but they have to get out to the half at Leeds. Can Sinfield make a break?
Not on this occasion.
Just shows you the influence it has when you have possession for any length of time, and that's certainly been the way in regards for Leeds.
And they got a couple of quick penalties as well, didn't they, Leeds?
A run of penalties which got them good field position.
Maguire, this is where they think the key is, down this left channel. Senior.
Oh, forward. Good work though by David Williams, had to be, but The crowd lifted. Senior making the break. This is where Manley have to just regroup, just trying to offload. You can't sort of blame Senior. They're at the moment where they know they've got to try everything. This is where Des Hasler will get the message out. Come on, forwards, down, keep it quiet. And it's dummy half there, Matt Orford. He'll steer them through it.
Just feel that they do actually need just one more try, Manley, just to steady the ship. If Leeds get the next try, look out. Oh, Orford has skipped through a couple. Orford! Oh, Orford! Well, the tackling was awful until then. They now have a penalty, and here we go again. Anglo-Australian relations in the World Club Challenge are not of their best. Kevin Sinfield tried to act as peacemaker. They nearly ended up in the crowd. They were very close to the photographers.
Sort of hands across the ocean. Well, sort of. Clenched hands across the ocean.
Surely it would be hands across the hemisphere. Right.
Yeah, but
what a run from Orford.
Yeah, wonderful stuff. As you say, and it wasn't the best defence. And I think you see there's a little dig there by Lee Smith, and Matt Ballin didn't like it, and then it was all on. The referee had already given the penalty to Manley Warringah. Most of them are trying to calm Mr. Bailey down.
Clock is now stopped, and the referee wants a word with Kevin Sinfield.
Sorry. Got the original penalty for a blatant hold down against your Blakes, okay? What happened from both teams is a massive overreaction. We've only got a few minutes left. I want you to keep your Blakes under control because I won't bring out the yellow card next time, okay?
I've got that, Jess.
Yep.
My problem is, last time there was a blow-up, our man got penalised for throwing the first. Now they've thrown the first punch. I know the penalty's gone. They've run and thrown the first punch there and started a big melee.
That's right, but the penalty, the penalty's already gone, mate. You know I can't do anything about that. I want to speak to this player while you're present.
Right, well, Kevin Sinfield, as you heard there, is instructed to tell his players just to calm down. He said there's 4.5 minutes left to play, and the next card will not be yellow. By the way, while he's having a word with Matt Diskin and Kevin Sinfield, let me tell you the Carnegie man of the match tonight, it probably comes as no surprise whatsoever, is the Australian second-row forward Anthony Watmoe. He has had an outstanding match.
Well, you guys have
absolutely
to
outstanding.
Well deserved.
Matt.
Sheer quality.
Matt.
There he is, the man of the match.
4.5 minutes to go. If you guys want us to play
now
with
being ticked off by the referee.
That rubbish stops now. You've got the penalty. Penalty to them. Yep.
Well, will they go for the 2, or will they try to get more? A good debate out there. Water carriers out there probably giving the message. They've gone for the 2.
Yes, they're just going to calm it down completely.
Yep. No point in anybody sort of picking up a serious broken nose or a broken jaw, which can occur when, as Brian Noble said, hands across the hemisphere.
The thing that Leeds have done, Brian, though, is they have actually given a little bit of respectability to the scoreline, haven't they, here? They could have been easily just brushed aside after that blitz start.
I think Leeds, had they been a little bit closer with the last 20 minutes, had a chance of winning because of the reasons we alluded to at half-time. Manley are very, very strong just after the half, and they didn't play the right way. They gave the ball away and then didn't touch it for 13 minutes. And then for them to win, for me, they had to be close. They had to be within 2 scores, for example, with 20 minutes to go. I think they'd have kicked on there, because we have seen an element of fatigue from this Manley side towards the back end. That's natural with them not having any games.
Orford adds the 2 points you see from the penalty, 28 points to 16. Manley are going to take the trophy home. There is no doubt about that. I think we found all 40 Manley fans tonight.
It'll be a big celebration as well, especially for the club. As we said earlier, they've never ever won this World Club Challenge. They can add to
Oh, they've got it back from the short kick off Jamie Jones Buchanan here. Matai under enormous pressure. This is Diskin, here is Sinfield, whose kick produced this possession for them. Burgess now.
Lautiti's out on the left yet again.
That's where the danger is. They're going that way. Here is Maguire, here's Lautiti. Deciding this time to come up on his own. Diskin, short ball, Senior, good defence, Jamie Lyon. Wants to play quickly, Big Ali Lautiti, out the back door, and that is Lee Smith. Last tackle here. Can Leeds just get a little bit more consolation? They might do, Jamie Jones! Wonderful tackle from the fullback, Brett Stewart.
Unbelievable. The big fella careering for the line, and not surprisingly, the skipper Matt Orford said, well done. Slightly forward perhaps, but what a great piece of defence from Brett Stewart.
Into the last 2 minutes. Oh, they've lost it though, it was stolen from them.
You can't blame Leeds for trying to reef it away, maybe just pull the wool over the eyes of Jason Robinson.
26 penalties from him last week against Warrington Cattle and Dragons, 27 in the World Club Challenge tonight.
Maybe he likes records. Certainly broken one tonight. To be fair to the official, though, there has been a lot of scrappy play.
Yeah, and penalties that were
there's a lot of
obvious.
There's a lot of spite been in this game, as we've had two good punch-ups. Sorry, bad punch-ups. You never have a good one.
This is Josh Perry.
Up now!
Cuthbertson. He's lost it.
It's a loose carry, boys.
Loose carry, knock on inside the last minute. 28-16.
20 into the 20 when you got 6 hits.
Manley will go home with the Carnegie World Club Challenge for 2009.
If you count 4 in the front row.
Only seconds remaining. Will Leeds at least attempt the kick and chase?
He'll be disappointed, Brian McLennan, because his focus on the opening 3 weeks of the season has been on this night. And remember what happened last year. They won against Melbourne. They went in the following week to Castleford and were beaten. Well, Leeds have got to travel to Warrington next weekend. Senior, high stepping to the line, Maguire! Maguire gets the last word. Danny Maguire. It is respectable, the scoreline. It was a wonderful run from the veteran Keith Senior, and Maguire doing what he does so well, backing up the man in possession. It won't win them the World Cup Challenge this year. His try in 2005 helped, but it gives us something to think about as we all go home tonight.
Well, I anticipated the kick and chase, but it was poor defence from Jamie Lyon. He came round out of position. Full credit to Danny Maguire. Had the legs right into the corner. Senior's had a big game in this second half as well. He certainly was inspired by the introduction of the big second rower, Ali Lautiti. It's mere icing on a losing cake, but credibility at least.
5 tries to 4. Sinfield with the conversion. He's missed it. It's all over. 20 points to 28. Manley have won the World Club Challenge. British clubs have won it each and every year for the past 5 years. Manley break the spell. They become the first Australian winners since the Roosters beat St Helens at Bolton in 2003. And possibly appropriate that the first Australian club to take part in a World Club Challenge in 1987, when they lost against Wigan, have come over this time and have taken the trophy home. But 28 points to 20, Brian, that is respectable. We'll come to that in a minute. Here's the Manley skipper, Matt Orford, with Bill.
Matt, another 5 minutes, that might got a bit worrying.
Mate, yeah, we were starting to get a bit worried there, and we always knew they were never going to go away, and to Leeds' credit, they kept coming and kept coming. They're a big team, and mate, they threw a lot at us, but credit to our boys, we got away with it.
Was that the fatigue setting in, perhaps?
I think so. I think we need a bit more match fitness, but look, I think overall we got what we wanted, and the boys put a great effort in tonight, and there was an enormous experience in this crowd, and the boys are going to enjoy it now.
Let's head over to where you're going to get the presentation, but I think it was the start of the second half that was crucial, wasn't it?
It was. The coach spoke about at half-time. We wanted to be the first team to put points on the board, and we're lucky enough to put a couple in a row, so I think that really set the game up.
And what was the key? What did you come out thinking you're going to attack that? Because it was down that left-hand side, wasn't it?
No, we didn't have a set plan. We just wanted to hold on to the ball and get great field position. It was just guys were sort of put themselves in the right spot at the right time, and great support play and pushing on every play, and we got the points.
It's a great feeling, though, to come over here and do Leeds in their own backyard.
Yeah, it is. It's a great experience. First time for a lot of us in the UK, and on a big stage like this, to take the trophy back to Australia, all the boys are very proud.
Thanks, Matt. Thanks for your time.
Thank you.
Well done to Matt Orford, well done to Manley. Brian, to that point, I think I was talking about respectability, wasn't I think?
I think a little bit more than respectability. I think they'll be ruining the fact that they got that 12, 13 minutes at the start of the second half where they blew Leeds away. In essence, they'd gotten back into the game just before half-time. They were within one score and a kick, if you like. And all they needed to do was keep the ball away for that 15-minute. Phil gave them the warning. They just weren't listening to Phil. Perhaps they should have been listening to the television. They scored that many points of that 20-minute period. Don't give them the ball then. They were always going to tire in that last 20, so they needed to be in touch. But, you know, they'll rue this fact, Leeds.
Anthony Watmoe wins the Man of the Match award, as we told you. He has received his trophy. And in a moment, the Manley players will go up and pick up the Carnegie World Club Challenge trophy for 2009. A well-deserved victory. It was won, Steve-O, in the first half and obviously in the opening 10 minutes of the second.
Yeah, scintillating period of play where they showed their full skill factor in there, but the one thing you've got to be proud of is, if you're a Leeds fan, is the fact they didn't collapse. They produced the same sort of skills in the grand final down under, and they just completely run away with it. Mainly Manley thought they could do exactly the same, but full credit to Leeds, they dug in. They scored the last 3 tries, Senior, Hall and Maguire, but it was mere consolation in the end.
Up they come for their commemorative medals. They've travelled a long way to collect those. Steve Matai, who scored their last try. Magnificent team effort, and well, I wonder how they will go in their defence of the Premiership in the NRL this year. Jamie Lyon wants to come back to Super League. Well, I'm sure the welcome mat will be out wherever he ends up. But that's what all the fuss has been about for the past couple of hours. The trophy there, which will be on the plane going home with Manley in the morning. Des Hasler, the coach, done a fantastic job. And Matt Orford now gets his medal, and Manley win the World Club Challenge in 2009. Phil, they're a great side.
Yeah, the scoreboard says there wasn't much difference between these two teams today, but I think the passing accuracy and skill level of the Manley side was far superior to that from the Leeds Rhinos. For all the people watching in this game, those involved coaching at junior and amateur level, I think there was a lesson to be learned in the accuracy at times under pressure of putting the ball where the man wants it, and that was the biggest thing that I'll take over this game. Well done, Manley. Pretty good rugby from both sides. They just had the nod.
Yes, commiserations to the Leeds Rhinos, the Super League champions, beaten this year. No team then has ever retained this trophy. The Leeds over the next 9 months will be hell-bent on making sure that they will have another tilt at it in 12 months' time. It's going to Australia, that piece of silverware. Well done to them. There's live action across all 4 Sky Sports channels.